So today I'm going to be talking about radios and different types of radios, different format almost of radios, different uh, sizes of radios and what they're each used for. So this here is going to be a CB radio. This is a Midland. You can buy these. Well, this one at Bass Pro Shop, but you can get it easier CB, which is going to be in the 20 to 30 megahertz range, I believe, but it's channelized. So you can see it's 28. This is channel 28 here. I'm on, and you can go through, and they're different channels. A little bit easier to use. So you can tell how to go on channel 11 or go on channel 13 or whatever, depending on what you have. So it's easier to um, to figure that out, but it's also going to be more restrictive. Like this is like you can't be over a certain wattage on CB. You're not supposed to. The whole Part 15 FCC stuff and is plays a factor. So you can't be playing like blasting out really high wattage using encryption. But this is HF radio, which also has a chance of like ionospheric bouncing. So that means that this your transmit in theory could go up and bounce off the atmosphere and come back down. Really unlikely with these radio power and just this frequency as well. Like frequency range isn't really that low. That's the model of this radio. And then on our next type of radio, this is going to be more of like a mobile station radio. This is going to be a TYT TH8900D. You can see right there. This is in a case from Armalock. So this is a quad band FM transceiver. So you can turn it on, battery plugged in actually. But this does CB bands. It does VHF, UHF, and it also does 50 megahertz. So each of those have their own little clauses and benefits, and they each have different things they're good at. And then this one also does up to 50 watts as well, so this is going to be more powerful. In theory, you can get out further, reach out, and talk to more people. And it has a dual band as well, so or dual monitor. So you have two physical VFOs right here that you can actually twist and change the frequency you're on. So it's almost like this is two radios in one. This is a clone of a Yaesu, but with this type of HF radio, you can't do really anything more uh, special than just plain digital modes or non-digital modes. You cannot do digital modes. This just does FM. So that's just you talking to someone else and them talking back. You're not going to be able to do anything with like messaging or data really out of this radio at all. Moving on to the next series of radios I got. This is one of the group radios that I have. This is a Redivis radio. It's in the ISM 900 megahertz band. It is a RT10, the Redivis RT10. And you use these and you could use encryption, but the encryption is not like AES-256 or anything crazy. It's just like, I don't even know the encryption. It's one of those, they don't list it, but it's got uh, multiple channels. It uses DMR. Power on. So you could hear it. It's got all the different channels. I don't know how many zones it's got in different channels. 16. There's 16 channels, but there's different zones as well. So with DMR, you can have a number of channels within the radio, and then you're able to switch different zones as well, which give you more channel access. DMR is a little bit a pain to set up sometimes. You really sometimes get issues, and it took me a little while of figuring it out because initially I received these radios as defective, and one of the radios didn't receive at all. But so like saying something. But once I figured that out, they worked really well. I had no problems. These are really simple radios, no front panel at all. This is another type of radio as well. You give these out to people if you don't really like necessarily trust them to be good with dealing with radio, and they don't want to actually push a button on it and mess something up. And as well as like the CB radio is very similar, where you just kind of have your set areas and set channels for those areas, and then you switch them to people. Or like if you're like on the second floor of a store, use a different channel, but then there's also like a channel you can use for interfloor operations. Um, Pretty decent radio. They feel kind of rugged. I mean, this specific company, Redivis, I think is very much a business radio brand. And they also come in packs of two as well. So this is another one that I got. These can talk to each other, and you can, I mean, you can really only talk to these radios. It's going to be very difficult to find other radios that operate in this space. In fact, these radios as well, I've heard, are very even hard to come by sometimes. I bought these on Amazon and didn't have an issue, but I heard that some people were buying them and not even receiving the radios that they actually ordered for a very long time. But anyway, another type of radio here. This is a different kind of radio. This is going to be a data radio, which is going to be a. Let me open this electric taped box I got. Oh, that was on the side. This is a Helitech, I believe, is the brand. Yeah, it's a Helit. I don't know. Okay, we're getting closer. You can see the markings on it. I can include it in the description as well. This is a uh, mesh-tastic radio, it's called. And it comes with like a battery and the antenna as well. But these data, and they're also on the same band as these radios, but these send messages and data for extremely long distances. In theory, if you have a lot of support for them, and they're able to bounce from radio to radio. So if you have two of these set up at the opposite ends of a building or opposite ends of a farm, this radio module and that antenna can hit a different radio and say like, oh, uh, I'm at this position or whatever, and then it can relay that one further on to a different radio if you had another one. So it can just kind of go and go. And then this is one more type of radio. I have two more. This radio here. So this radio here, this is a DM1801. DR1801, I think they changed it because it's not the same chipset or whatever. But this is a dual, it's kind of similar to the Baofeng EV5R. Let me see if I can get the screen to focus on here. The same people with EV5R, but this has got dual channel as well, but this is also a DMR radio. So this operates on the ham bands. So you've got your 144 megahertz bands and your 400 megahertz bands as well. And these can be encrypted. The radio can be. So it's got that going for it. And it's also digital DMR. So it works with all the other radios that Baofeng offers. DM1701 and the new DM32, I think it is, the Motorola clone. I, the logo fell off here. It does do that sometimes. Try this off for you. And then the final radio, that's very bright, is this. This is a, I'm trying to, Zygu X6100. This does HF as well as uh, some of the other bands will, 50 megahertz. So this has got your digital modes you can do. You can plug this into the computer through these, and then you're able to um, send data packets far distances. And it's got BNC antenna, so you're really able to get a lot of different antennas for this. Let's see if I can press on. It's got a waterfall screen as well. Pretty nice for the price you're actually paying for this video. But this is definitely more ham oriented than the rest of these videos could be, because this is going to be your like regional communications where you're able to talk pretty far away. With the specific radio, I was able to talk further. Let me see my writing off. I've been able to talk to Europe. I've been able to talk to all different countries, and it's really a decent radio for the price. But you're gonna get better off with more power. This is like a QRP radio, which means it's not that powerful. This is TXing on only 5 watts, which makes it about as powerful as something like this is, the DM1801. But it's on such a low frequency space. You can see 14 megahertz there, and it can go even lower. In theory, I mean, it can go really low down in the frequency space, and it can also transmit on most of the frequencies within that list. And then it's also got good noise blanker, good tuner in it. You can plug this into a shopping cart, TX from it, and have really no problem. Battery life, I haven't really tested the full battery life on it. Shit's off. But it's got the screen on it. You can turn the screen off, and I'm sure that'll get you better battery life. But if you're looking to get really, really long battery life, I want to go with the older, like G90 or the older style radios. Both of those have an included battery. This also has a battery inside it, so you plug it in and you're able to charge it. But those are the different types of radios that I've got. And then I guess the next part is going to be what each radio transmits and how the effects of that.